I'm Pat.
Howdy, I'm Bob.
And we're here at the Catlin School Garden today, and we'd like to take you around and show you some things in your garden and how it's been thriving, even though you can't be in here. And we really miss you and miss your voices and your excitement that you bring to the garden. So come along and we'll go inside. So one of the things I want to share with you is that we planted 2 artichoke plants this summer, or last spring, and you can see they're really thriving and growing, and bigger ones back there. And so hopefully we'll have some artichokes that we'll get to taste. So that's something new, and that's going to be really fun. So let's move and walk under your grape arbor. This is kind of like a magical place, and you can see there were lots of grapes growing here, and we were able to harvest some and give to people who needed food, but the birds got a lot of them also. And you can see rosemary. We've got 2 large plants. This one even has some little tiny flowers that are starting to grow. And rosemary is so fun to take your hands and just rub along the leaves and smell. It smells so yummy. It reminds me of Thanksgiving. And lots of tomatoes are still ready here, waiting to be picked. You can see some chocolate tomatoes and some large tomatoes growing too. And some little red cherry tomatoes. And these are so good to just pick and pop in your mouth. Yum. And ground cherries. 2 big plants of ground cherries. And these, when they're growing on the plant, you can see that they're green. And then when their skin starts to turn a light brown, you can just peel that skin off and pop that sweet cherry in your mouth. What a treat. And Bob's going to talk a little bit about the dinosaur kale.
Now this is the kale that we picked all summer long. You can see it looks like a long, tall, skinny plant, but it used to be like this. And every week we come by and pick off a leaf or 2 each plant to put in salads. And we've got another variety here also, so we can have a little mixed salad.
And we gave away lots of kale to people who needed food this summer, and they were able to make some yummy things out of it, including, like Bob said, salad and kale chips. So that was a real treat for them. And you can see here lots of potatoes that are ready to be harvested. We cut off all the tops of the plants, and these potatoes are saying, dig us up, dig us up. And they are going to be really good in a stew or with veggies that are baked in the oven. And then we move on to our beans, and you can see that there's still some beans on these plants, but we picked lots. Ooh, there's a friend. He just crawled underneath the leaf. Can you see our garden friend here? He's so excited to be in here and making his web, and we're very gentle with our creatures that live in our garden. and we try not to hurt them at all because they're part of our garden too, our garden friends. So I'm going to pick a bean that's a little ways away from him. And we gave away lots and lots of these beans to people that needed food. And you can cook these beans. My neighbor cans them. And you can also just pop them open. And we're gonna look at those seeds inside. And you could probably take these seeds out and dry them. And if you let them get really dry, maybe plant them in the spring, and you too could have bean plants. So I'm just gonna eat one of these right now. Okay, we're gonna walk back under another grape arbor. And I'm finding some grapes in here. So this is what some of the grapes look like. We also had some purple ones, but the birds didn't get all of these. So we're gonna just try one of these. Bob, you wanna taste one? How's that one taste?
Good, except for the seed.
Okay, so we're gonna move along over to our berries. Oh, and it looks like we found another garden friend, and this one even has a web. It looks like this one's trying to catch something. So we're gonna be real careful so we don't disturb the web that this spider has made. And we're gonna just move right along down to our raspberries. You can see we still have several red raspberries that can be picked and eaten. And it looks like there's one here that says, "Taste me, taste me." So I'm gonna have to just pick this. Nice and juicy and sweet. We picked lots of these and gave them away this summer too, and people were very excited to have them. I had one mom that said she takes them and makes juice out of them, and her children really loved them. So we're gonna check out some squash. That's winter squash over here. We've got lots of plants growing. And we're gonna check one out and see if one is ready to be picked. Oh, look at this little baby one. That's so cute. It's almost like a watermelon. So let's look at this one here. One of the things I learned is that if you take your fingernail and you push it into the skin, if it just leaves a mark but it won't go in, then that means that squash is ripe and ready to be picked. So I'm pushing my fingernail in, but it doesn't want to go in, but it does leave a little mark. So I think this one's ready to be picked, Bob. So
If you look around here, you see some of the fruit trees. And you can see they all need a haircut.
So that's going to be a job this fall that we're going to have to do. So we're going to head on over to the table and benches that some of you helped build for the Catlin School Garden. And we're so glad you were able to come on a tour with us today and see the wonderful things that are growing in your garden. And we just wish that you could be here. We look forward to the time when you can be here with us in the garden and bring your excitement and your joyful voices. So thank you for coming along today, and we look forward to having you back soon. Bye.
Bye.